welcome back to my channel, and today we are here to do a get ready with me. Yes, we are, to show you all the products that I recently hauled and have done review quote first impressions on. So if you're interested in that and how to see how to do this look, then you're going to want to see this get ready with me. I also talk about a few other products just that I'm using, and yeah, so if you're interested, by all means, let's get to it. So I'm here today with a very angry face in my lumberjack shirt because, oh, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Not really, but I do have an angry face today, and not because I'm pissed off about anything, but my face is pissed off because I've exfoliated and waxed and tortured this mug today. So now we're going to beat it up with some makeup. And I'm quite sure that my face is not very happy with me. As a matter of fact, I got some rebellion going on here. You like the bags? Ain't that pretty? You see the bags? You can really see them with the eyeglasses on me. Yeah. It's called lack of sleep. Completely bare face is because we are going to start from absolute scratch. We're going to start with the primer, right? You guys know that I reviewed the e.l.f. primer, and I've used this now. This will be the third time that I've used this, and I got to tell you, I'm impressed. Yeah, I like it. So we're going to use it in this so you guys can see what it does and the kind of finish that it gives, and you can make the decision for yourself. You know, don't take my word for products. You know, just look at the example here. Hopefully, you know, my video quality is good enough that you can really tell. So I'm just going to put a little pump, a little dollop will do, and we're going to start applying that. You know, going to fill in the cracks, you know, get some primer here, just like, you know, priming your vehicle for a good paint job. That's all we're doing here. Priming it for a good paint job. Oh yeah. Put a little lipstick on that, you know what. Yeah. Going in for one more little pump here. Got a lot of texture on my forehead, guys. Probably not going to be able to fill these cracks. Some of these are pretty deep. But I did pre-moisturize. I got a lot of little cracks around my mouth from smiling a lot. And, you know, I got a little bit of crow's feet going on. I got some severely crepey eyes and bags. just all around falling apart. Getting old is so fabulous, you know. You young girls, just wait. It's going to happen to you. It is going to happen to you. Youth does not last forever. This was in my haul video. I hauled this lip stuff. There is no scent to it. I don't know. Kind of maybe chemically, but it's very moisturizing. It's really... I mean, if you want to moisturize your lips prior to putting like lipstick on, this is really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with the MAC Painterly. This is such a nice product. If you guys haven't invested in MAC Painterly, you should, because it really is you can see it just boom right there, you know, takes away all of the, yeah, see how, you know, I got dark circles and stuff, and I don't know, you know. Like I said, lack of sleep has a lot to do with stuff, people. On the weekends, you know, my situation requires that I am up for very, very long hours on the weekends here. So, yeah. You know, lack of sleep plays into this a lot. So, yeah, anyway. Here, and I got my age rewind couple clicks right onto the tip, and we're just gonna so I hope you guys are all well. I hope everybody's doing good. Yep, I sure do. Earth Elements eyeshadow palette. Now I've had this for a very, very long time, several months, and you guys saw the review on this. I hope you saw the review on this. And what's funny about this is that, you know, as you look at these palettes, you're going to think, oh, there's some dupes here. No, there really isn't. There's nothing is identical. There's some similarities, but this palette right here is way more yellow based than this. You know, these colors that you see right here are pretty warm, but these tend to lean a little bit more on the red side than these. These are more what I would call yellow based, and it really shows when you go to use them on the eyes. I've used them enough times now to know that I'm telling you the truth. The shimmer color in this palette, that's the only thing I'll probably use out of this palette for this look. And the rest I'll use, you know, the palette that you guys saw me do a first impressions on. Now I have used this other palette a couple times now, so this isn't the first time I've used it. And, you know, I can give you a more honest opinion of what I think of the palette. And honestly, I really do like it. I do think it is worth the $20 that you'll spend on it. Do I think that it is the exact same quality as Viseart? No, but it's darn close. You know, I mean, I don't own a Viseart palette, but from everything that I've read and the reviews that I've seen, people that I know that own it, you know, I can't justify. You're talking about, what is it, a $60 difference? You know, the Viseart palette is over $100. This Milani palette, you know, this Most Loved Mattes palette is $20. This lightest shade right here. And if you decide to get this palette, let me tell you what that shade is. So if you decide to recreate this look, that lightest shade is called Fancy Vanilla. Fancy Vanilla. Manila Gorilla. So I'm getting this is my favorite smudger brush. This is kind of a very dense, I don't know. It's a dense, and I'm loading up both sides. It's a very dense brush, and I like the way that it distributes the product. So I'm just hitting right underneath the brow bone area. Right underneath the brow, I mean, not brow bone area. I'm hitting on the brow bone. And now I'm going to get a blending brush. Little BH Cosmetic. Going to pick some more of that product up on this brush. And just bring it down into the crease. And in case you don't know why to do this, I am somebody with very hooded eyes, and when you have hooded eyes like mine, you need the product that, like, if you're going to build a crease, which I have to build a crease because I'm very hooded, you need that you need the product to not be clinging and sticking in patches and looking patchy. So this helps stop that nonsense. You know, so this is just a, you know, little trick of the trade, people, little trick of the trade. And, you know, I can tell by how my brush is moving if I've got good coverage or not, because the brush will, these bristles will, you know, if I've got a spot that's not covered, the bristles will want to stick to that spot. So there we go. We got good coverage now. Yes, we do. Okay. Now I'm probably going to go ahead and use this same brush and get into the shade right next to the lightest shade. So here's the lightest shade, this next shade right next to it. I like the looks of it. And what's the color? Hang on and I'll tell you. That is Coming Up Roses. So, you know, obviously it has a bit of some red base in there because it's got a little bit more peachiness to it. So we're going to bring that into the crease line. And we're going to come fairly high because I am so hooded. We're going to come fairly high up here. Okay. See that? Warm that crease right up. I think I'll use that color right there. So what color is that? Let me look so I can tell you. Second one down from the, yeah. Any Day Latte. Any Day Latte. That's this shade right here. So we're going to pick that up. Any Day Latte. Okie dokie. Coming out here. It's definitely warmer. So you can see it's getting warmer as we go. Yeah, I like that. Let's put a little bit more in that crease. I'm going right into the socket line with that color. Coming up just a little bit above the socket line. Very subtle, very, very. Stick the brush in there. Pick up some color. And go right in there. That darkened it up quite a bit, didn't it? And I tap this in to build up that outer crease. I don't start blending these darker colors. I don't start blending for a little bit. I tap it in, I work it in first into the skin. As you can see, I'm just kind of pushing it in there. And then after I've got it pushed in, then I'll start working it, blending it out. Okay, so I don't, there's a lot of product on this, so I'm gonna get this blending brush out that I had before. I'm just gonna work it. Blending it up. Blend it up, blend it up. This is just going to be a real wearable look, you guys. Nothing over the top. Not like, you know, I know a lot of the looks that I do are very, I love a dramatic eye. I love to play my eyes up. I really do. I really love to show off my eyes and really make my eyes a focal point. But we're not going to do that tonight. We're just going to do a real subtle, something that's very wearable for, you know, pretty much anybody with hooded eyes that doesn't want a heavy look. I like these shorties. Okay, so that same color that we were into, which is this one. Oh, let me tell you what color that is so you can follow along too if you decide to get this palette. That is Lumber the Sun or Umber the Sun. I think it's Umber the Sun. I don't know. It's a nice, it's got, you know, you can tell it's got some red behind it. It's just a nice, it's just a really nice shade. Nothing too heavy. Just, it's really hard to do this looking into this little tiny, yeah, camera, so I'm going to use this right here. Connecting that, and I will give it a little push upwards onto the lid. So I want it to feather a little bit more, so I'm working it, blending it out a little bit more, taking off the rough edges out here. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's brows on. Oh, you guys do need to see that brow product in action, don't you? Yes, you do. Where is it? I saw this in the haul. This is that Milani brow fiber stuff. I think it needs to go this way so you guys can see it properly. Lightest shade that it comes in. There's this shade, then there's a what they call a medium, and then there's a dark, and this is the lightest shade that they have. This is different. This is not like anything I've ever used before. You know, obviously there's fibers inside this container, so you know you're going to take and swish around your brush. You're not going to want to, you know, be, you know, pumping it. You know, so. This product actually works pretty nicely. You know, it's very subtle. It's nothing that's like heavy at all. It's just a nice subtle little, and a lot of that has to do with the shade I picked. You know, I wanted a shade that I could wear that would be like, for the days that I didn't want to like do a big, a drawn out brow. It does take a little bit of finessing, you know. It's not something that you're going to just, I don't think anything you do with your brows is going to be quick. You know, I haven't found anything quick yet with my brows unless I just throw on some eyeshadow on them. And if you, I think if your brows aren't done, no matter how nice your makeup is, it's like having a piece of artwork, and a really nice piece of artwork, and then you put a cheap plastic frame around it. You know, your brows are your framework. Just my personal opinion, you know. So I really like having very defined, I don't mean Instagram brow. I don't like that. I don't like an Instagram brow, but to each their own. I mean, I'm not telling anybody how to live. I just think it's kind of a scary look. I kind of agree with Wayne Goss on the whole eyebrow thing. Like, you know, if somebody's coming at you with really like eyebrows, you know, or unibrow, that's, to me, is just kind of frightening. There's something frightening about that look. Definition than this, but like if I'm going for close to like a no makeup look, perfect. You know, if I don't want to fuss with my brows a whole lot, which I do, I really fuss with my brows. But if I don't want to, this is like the perfect solution, because, you know, you don't have to, you can see it's just a nice little frame. But, you know, I'm going to go, because I'm fussy, I'm going to work on I have more products here, and I will work on my brows more off camera. I'm just showing you guys these products. Okay, now. Okay, so we've shown you the Milani eyeshadow. We've shown you the primer, the e.l.f. primer. We've shown you the Milani brow product. We've shown you that lip product that I got on clearance. All right, so now let's get into this foundation, right? Let's get into it. Yeah, let's do Wet n Wild, okay? 2. Now, I'll have to get my glasses to read to you what shades they are. Now, you know, I didn't realize I was buying 2 different shades because I'm blind as a bat. I actually thought these were one and the same shade. But, you know, if you put them side by side, you can tell that, you know, one is obviously more pink gray based and one is more yellow based, right? So the one that's more yellow based, they're calling Porcelain, okay? Come on, camera. Come on, camera, for God's sakes. What the heck? There we go. And this one that is more pinky gray based is called Shell Ivory. So what I've been doing, believe it or not, is I have been mixing these two. So I will take, you know, the delivery system on this foundation, if you guys don't know, which I'm sure some of you have tried, it's a little paddle. So I am going to take 1 paddle of each one of these shades, okay, and put it on my damp beauty blender. And we're going to apply this. Radio. Here we go. I don't want to get this into my brows, so I'm going to look right here into the mirror for a second so I don't get this into my brow. Boy, this primer is so nice. And the foundation is going on really nicely on top of the primer. My nose is where I have the most trouble getting into those little cracks and crevices, you know, around the nose. You guys to see this in use, you know, I really wanted you guys to see it in, you know, being used, but I think mixing the two of them together, I am so neutral. I'm not really yellow based and I'm not really like peachy or pinky based. So it's nice being able to mix these two together. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't actually buy the right one because it actually worked in my favor. So, because that is, I am so pale. You see what a nice match that is. It really, you know, it matches my neck. Anyway, so there's that. All right, so now you can see, I hope you can see how, you know, the foundation is. You can see how the eyeshadow is, right? All right. Hello, halo. Shall we? This stuff, I'm telling you. I'll try to apply it on the clean side of my Beauty Blender. I don't want to put this directly onto, with this doe foot applicator, I don't want to put this directly onto my skin because I don't want to transfer my foundation makeup onto this lovely little doe foot, you know. So instead of doing that, I might actually put it on my finger and then apply it that way. This stuff is like really purpley. Holy cowie wowie. Holy cowie wowie. This is the highlighter that Mommy wrote home about, okay? Yeah. I like the fact that it's a liquid, you know, and not a powder. Anyway. Right? So the other day I used my Beauty Blender to apply this. Today I'm going to use my fingers and see what kind of texture I get from patting it in with my fingers. Because I hate the idea of losing the product and the sponge. I know that, you know, all of these beauty blenders and sponge will have a tendency to pick up product and take it away rather than actually let it get into the skin. So I would much rather use my fingers to apply this and make sure it's getting onto my skin and not disappearing into a sponge. You know, not that this product was really expensive, because it wasn't. Yeah, it dries fairly quick. It sets pretty quick. Boy, is it pretty. It's really pretty on the skin. Gives a nice little glow. And it's not like, it just looks, you know, you look dewy. Just gives you a nice little dewy finish, you know. So I'm going to take a little bit more here. And I'm going to dab it on my nose. Cupid's bow. That is so pretty. So pretty. That really is pretty. Oh, I love how it looks on the skin. And I think, you know, I have tried it with the Beauty Blender, and honestly, I think it's better to apply it tapping it than it is to use a Beauty Blender. Although it looks beautiful with a Beauty Blender as well. It really does. You know, I just think this just makes it stand out a little bit more. And having it warm up on your fingertips actually works it into your foundation a little bit more, so it looks more, I don't know, natural, dewy, like it's coming from underneath, you know, like you're lit from within, kind of. That is so pretty. So pretty. for some reason it's in my lighting, like I can see right here real good, but I can't see what it's doing on this other side real well. I can't tell if I'm getting the same effect on each side, but you know, hopefully I am. And a little bit on my Cupid's bow right there. I would have to say I really like this. I really think this was well worth the money. That's definitely a repurchase. I would definitely repurchase that. And I do like applying it with my fingertips versus the Beauty Blender because, you know, it's not being sucked up by the sponge. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Fit Me pressed powder. And I really like this. It's a really finely milled, nice, loose powder. There's a couple different ways I like to apply this. Sometimes I'll apply it with the Beauty Blender, and sometimes I actually like to use like a flat kabuki style brush, which that's the way I'm going to apply it today, because I want to kind of create a, I don't know what you call it, a cut line here. So, you know, I really want my jawline to stand out. That goes, you know, very well with, this is apricot in the middle. I've had this a while. I bought this last summer. I really like this blush. It's a nice blush. Apricot in the middle. And it's got a bit of a sheen to it, and you can see it's gotten some love because, you know, I like it. It is a nice blusher. So I'm going to get a nice brush and get into that nice blush. Nice brush, nice blush. Peachy. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Yeah, I'm not going to do any contour. So now you're going to see what this, oh my God, this stuff is crazy. Now you're going to see what this stuff does. This stuff, hopefully you can see, oh, I don't want to lose a bunch of product. Very, very finely milled and really, really like, can you see? Opalescent look to them. But this one on the skin tends to look more peach or not peach, but pinky. This tends to lean more to the purple. So, it's really brightening. It's really, really brightening. Like, you know, I like to layer products, and I just thought this would be, you know, a really, really fun product to own for layering. You know, that's a really, that is a wet look. So now I'm going to buff that in a little bit. The thing about this product that I've noticed, I've used it a few times now, is it really does need buffed in. It's one of those products that, you know, if you don't buff it in, it has a bit of a, like a glittery look to it. Buffy buff. It tends to not look quite so, you know, crazy if you give it a buff. It's definitely more subtle by giving it a buff. So okay, there you go. There you see it. So now the last product that I have yet for you guys to see is, and I think this is the Remmiel. I think I did a review on this a long time ago, but I can't remember. This is the Remmiel 00 Black Gel Eyeliner, and so I'm gonna put that on, let you guys see how that stuff works. Got a fine lined little angled brush here pretty quickly, so it's something that, you know, you're gonna want to right now, and just kind of putting it into the right directly into the lash line. It's not a crisp stark line, it's more like softly in there. So that's just applying it directly into the lash line, and this works really well for that. Like if you don't like that real hard line like I do on a lot of my looks, this is, you know, you can see it's considerably more natural. And you know, like I know most of the time I kind of cater to myself for looks that I create, and I know a lot of you are, you know, not as bold as me with looks that I create on here on my channel, but you know, I just do what I love. But I thought I'd create a look with this makeup so that you guys can see, you know, this is all stuff that if you want a more muted kind of a look, you can use this stuff with the right tools and get a very, you know, more understated look. An eyeliner, a gel eyeliner that will give you that type of a look, you know, this Remmiel's really good for that. You know, it's a pretty creamy eyeshadow base. Make sure you get the lid screwed on really tight, because otherwise it'll dry out pretty quick. Okay, now we are going to get into this mascara, you guys. Now I've already tried this a few times, and this is some badass stuff. I didn't think I was going to like this. I really thought this was going to be, I didn't think I was going to like this. I bought this with thinking this is going to be a no, but I really like it. This is one of those two-step processes where you put on the primer side first and then the fiber side. So I'm pretty impressed. So, you know, it has 1 and 2. So you apply this side first and then this side, and you're going to have to do one lash at a time. So I'm going to show you exactly what this stuff does. Side is the number 1 side is the primer, and it works different than you think. Like, that's the brush. And the brush is actually, you know, it's a pretty nice brush. And I like the formula. I have to say, I actually really like the primer formula, and I like the brush. I like both the brushes. So let's go ahead and apply that to our little lashes here. Sorry about that. Allergies, which is exactly why I have to wear, you know, waterproof mascara between my nose and my eyes. Something's always dripping. Okay, so here's this is the number 2 side. This is the fiber side. You can see there's a big chunk of fiber nonsense right there. And I'm going to knock that off, because if I don't, that'll be a big clump somewhere. Okay, so here we go. I'm really surprised by this stuff. I really am. I just, you know, I'm looking at it in disbelief. Like, you know, I just can't hardly believe it. I really can't. Because I've seen this stuff. I've seen, you know, women use this stuff and they look like they got spider eyelashes. And I think that's a really ugly look, but I think that false eyelashes are beautiful. So, and this tends to give you a false eyelash look. Like, you know, look from side to side. You know, I can't hardly believe it. I really can't. I just can't hardly believe it. So I'm impressed. I'm really impressed by this. I pleasantly surprised. So now I'm going to do the other eye. Is like the very end wants to get like there was, for some reason, on the very end of the brush, which is curved, wants to get, you know, like a lot of product sitting on there. So you kind of got to be careful about that. I'm still like, I can't really believe it. It's nice. I really do like it, you know, and seriously, like, I don't need any more than that. That right there does it. That does it. I don't need any more than that, especially for this type of a look where I'm not going to do a whole lot. So I'm sure you guys don't need to, we've tested everything that I wanted you to see. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my lipstick, do my hair, and just tweak my brows a little bit more, stuff that you guys don't care about, and I will be back. So here's the final look. So if you like this video, by all means, thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. For those of you that are my subscribers, thank you very much for all your kind support, your lovely comments, and all of the support that you've given me throughout all these years that I've been here on YouTube. I really appreciate it immensely. So that's the end of this video. So take care, guys. As always, stay true to yourselves, love yourselves, and be kind to others. Bye.